Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Tilson Live. It is Tuesday. It's 2 o'clock. We are coming at you live on YouTube, live on Facebook, as we do each and every single week to talk about all things building a custom home on your land. So I'm Eric Allard, part of the fourth generation of the Tilson family, joined as I am each and every single week. The only reason we even do these things, and they can even happen. Dawn Dantzler, Vice President of Marketing and Customer Experience for Tilson Homes. How are you, Dawn?
I'm good. How are you doing, Eric?
Fabuloso. We got a little rain. It's warm, hot actually, but we got a little reprieve this morning. So
that's good.
A good mid-August rain. I like to do what I can to not evergreen these things. I know it makes you happy. So yeah, but it's nice. It's very nice. Obviously, I think kids are back in school, and the traffic proves it. So that's nice. We forgot where buses stop, and we put elementary schools in the middle of subdivisions where there's no red lights, and it's a blast. It's a blast here, you know. Mommy's wanting to drive little Johnny and little Susie to school the entire first week, and then they finally put them on the bus, I think, this week. So it's calming down. But yeah, so that's what's up. That's what's happening. That's where we are in Texas right now, and awesome. We are very happy that we've avoided seemingly the first hurricane. So that's good.
Yeah, that was a doozy.
Yeah. I think it's going to clip that East Coast over there. It's going to be lovely. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're not meteorologists, okay? We're here to talk about building homes on people's land. So, folks, immediately now, do it. Jump into the chat. Tell us where you're watching from, where you're building, what part of the process you are in. We want to hear from you. We want to know what kind of questions you have regarding building a custom home on your land. So, you got questions about financing. You got questions about construction. You got questions about customization. You got questions about site preparation. You have questions about what happens afterwards. Like, what's the warranty and customer care look like? We can answer all of those questions and alleviate any fears you may have. And we love to do it. That's what we're here for. So, dude, jump into the chat. Tell us where you're watching from, where you're building, what part of the process you are in. And Dawn is going to tell us what in the world we're talking about today, because it's probably not the weather.
I mean, we often do that too, but the real reason that we're here is to talk about one of my favorite topics, which is we actually get to show you guys one of our customers' homes. So I love seeing what all of y'all have built and being able to share that with each other, because, you know, like all of our tours, this one has some really neat ideas and some customizations that these guys did that I think are super smart, and very excited to share with you. So we've got a beautiful Porte up in Navarro County to show off today.
Yes, it's in an area near Richland Chambers Reservoir. I love the irony because the last name is Water, which I think is super cool. So first of all, thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Water, for sharing your home with us and letting us talk about it and doing a video with us. So we're excited about that. But yeah, folks, do jump into the chat. Tell us where you're watching from, where you're building, what part of the process you're in. Want to hear from you. Another out there watching, and obviously any and all questions you have. So we're talking about the Porte today. Very popular plan in its square footage range. Probably, I would say that in the Whitney, the most efficient use of space in the square footage range. So I'm excited to see what they did with it, especially what they were able to do with it on a little bit tighter lot. So as most of y'all know, we're not really accustomed to working in tight places. We have room to move around, but as with all lake view or lakefront or lake subdivision lots, their goal is to maintain have as many lots as possible to sell, and so they make them a little bit narrower. And I'm really, really stoked at what they did to make this work. So we're going to check it out. So yeah, jump into the chat post where you're watching from, where you're building part of the process you are in. I see Angela's in here with us. She's joined us. From Crescent, Texas. See this.
Angela says she's watching from Crescent and is building a Polidoro C. We start framing tomorrow.
Beautiful.
Awesome. How exciting.
Popping lines on a fresh slab. Nothing better. There's just nothing better. All right, so let's jump in. Folks, do jump into the chat. Tell us where you're watching from, where you're building, what part of the process you're in. Live on YouTube, live on Facebook, we think. So we're going to motor on through this thing. Obviously, also ask questions. We're going to go through this and just kind of check out what these folks did with this beautiful home.
All right, awesome. All right. So the Porte is available with 4 elevations that come standard. So we've got the traditional hip roof. Then we've got the brick gable elevation, which is elevation B. And then you've got a farmhouse style elevation C. and then the Craftsman style of elevation D. So all of these have a little bit of a different floor plan, but for the most part, the inside is exactly the same. What you're going to see that's different in them is the different porch spaces and just what the exterior looks like on the homes. So the actual floor plan, like Eric was mentioning, is one of our most popular ones. In this size, it's just around 1,700 square feet. It's 3 bedrooms and 2 baths. Some unique features, particularly for this size, is it actually has a separate dining room in it, as well as that breakfast nook area. And then you've got that dining area, could easily be turned into a study or even a guest room if you wanted to, but it does have that separate space for you. And then you've got that very open kitchen, breakfast area, family room space where everybody can kind of gather when you're entertaining. Everybody's all together in that space. And then where we have split bedrooms from front to back. So your master suite is tucked away in the back of the home, not sharing any walls with those secondary bedrooms, which are to the front of the home. So great little plan, very efficient. Like Eric was saying, you're not seeing a whole lot of hallway, not a lot of wasted space in this plan. So we're really maximizing the usability of every square foot in the home.
Yes, and I'll give away 1,000 fake internet points to whoever can come to the chat and tell me what the old Tilson DNA plan that this is rooted in. 1,000 fake internet points on the line.
All right. Well, while we're working on those points, here's the things that the customers did to kind of change up the home. So the first thing they did is they wanted an attached garage. So they went with our alternate side load garage plan. And what happens usually when you add in that option is it moves the utility room over from that bedroom side of the home to where the garage is. But in this case, they didn't want to do that. So they repurposed what would have been the utility room space off of the garage into a mud room. And then added an exterior door into the backyard. They also added the extended covered porch at the rear of the home. So like Eric was mentioning, this isn't a lake area. So they're really looking to maximize those views and use that outdoor space. So wanted to have that big porch area. Another thing they did that was really interesting, and this is honestly the first time I've heard that we do this, is they had a special a Constitution wood-burning fireplace that actually vents into 2 rooms in the house. So they can actually use their fireplace to heat the home. So that is kind of unique for us. And that was something we were able to figure out for them. So that's really exciting to be able to share. The other thing they did was change to our alternate bathroom in that master suite, but they didn't want the tub that usually comes with that. So they went ahead and made the space that would have been both the tub and the shower into just one really large shower. And the other thing they were able to do with that was actually extend the vanity length so that she could have knee space to sit down and do hair and makeup and all of that. So they did really some interesting customizations to that bathroom. And then usually, like I said, that utility room would have shot over to the garage side of the home, but they did go ahead and rearrange that closet space that would have been added to the master to keep their laundry room on that side of the home. And then back in their family room, they also did raise the ceilings and add in a box beam treatment with wood wrap beams, just to add some interest in that room. And then the last thing that they did is on those 2 front bedrooms, they actually extended both of them by a foot. So pulled that front wall forward by a foot, just add in a little bit of extra square footage. Because cool. those rooms, as you'll see in the tour, are pulling double duty in their homes. They want a little extra space.
Well, let's go see what this thing looks like. And folks, do drop your comments into the chat. We'll answer all of them. But yeah, we'd love to hear from you.
All right, let's take a look.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Tilson Home Tours. My name is Rachel, and today I'm here with Sunday, and we're going to tour her La Porte C home in Navarro County. Okay, so let's start by talking about the exterior of your home. When I first drove up, I realized you had a beautiful and unique color that blended in with the landscape. Tell me your design thought behind that.
Well, that was my design thought. When we were looking at colors, part of the reason we chose this lot as opposed to like a waterfront lot or some of the other lots is we liked all the trees. We're both very big on nature. So I really like the idea of a green and just sort of blended the greens and the browns that just sort of blend into the landscape as opposed to standing out. So that was our choices, and it's been our choices with the landscaping as well. I have a lot of new plants out there, but they're all like native, water-wise kind of plantings. So we're just trying to attract the nature and the animals and things to our property. just because we enjoy that. So that was sort of our thoughts there.
I love that. I know you chose the board and batten it with that green naturey color, and then you had the brown stone wrapped around the bottom, and both those colors really, really blend in with the landscape and look amazing.
Yeah, and then we did the darker tones on the wood beams and things. And then, of course, our dog run, when we went to stain our dog run, we just tied that all in as well. So it just kind of all went together. It was sort of our thoughts.
Yeah, it blends together really well. So speaking of the warm and cozy tones, let's talk about your kitchen. When we come in here, everything in your home is warm, inviting, and cozy.
Right. Well, my last home was not. When I bought my last home, kind of spur of the moment, because we needed a house because our house had sold very quickly. I walked in and everything was white cabinets, white walls, and I was just like, oh, it's too much white. So with this house, when I was getting to start from scratch, that was my goal, was I want just like the outside, I want warm, friendly tones. I did warn my husband, I was like, there will be nothing white in this house, if I can help it. So when we chose, the cabinet colors, the granite even. Initially, the first granite I liked just isolated by itself was a different one. It was white and had some sparkle and shine to it. I was like, oh, that's really pretty. But then when I started putting it with my cabinets and my wall colors and kind of piecing them together, we ended up switching to this granite because it just blended better.
Yeah, I love the warm tones in this too. It blends very well with, like I said, your flooring, your cabinets, your backsplash. Speaking of the backsplash, more natural stone look that you brought into the house.
The natural stone, and then I really love this pebble backsplash thing that we did, and we did it in the bathrooms as well. We like the niche that added it to it. We are cooks. We like to cook. I like to bake. My husband likes to cook. So we keep all of these things that we use all the time, we keep them on the counter.
Yeah.
So this was one of the things to kind of save our counter space. We also went with the induction top here. A lot of conversation about gas or electric, and did we want to do the propane or whatever. And then a friend of mine told me, he was like, oh, I love my induction. It boils water faster than gas and electric. And I was like, great. So I liked that and just that it was like a nice smooth finish as well.
Yeah.
So it made for a great work area here because like I said, we cook. So
another functional workspace, your sink. I've never seen one like this.
Yes, this is called a workstation sink, and it was one of those things when I was sharing with the sales department what we wanted. I basically picked this sink and they made it happen for me, but it has the cutting board that fits into it, the drying rack, and the colander. Because our island was not as long, we wanted this to be a space we could use. Because we were downsized to this house from our house that we had with our children in it. So, we were trying to utilize the space that we had.
Absolutely,
just to make it functional and so that we, make space where there's, not as much countertop. So.
Yeah, I love that. That's very functional. It's different than our traditional sink, but you still get that farmhouse feel from it being so deep and everything. Love the use of that space.
Well, and I have to say the black is great, just for all purposes of cleaning and stains and whatever. Not having the stainless steel. We always had the stainless steel sink that, as soon as you put water in it, it's a stained, spotty mess. Love the black.
I love that.
It cleans up very easily, and it blended well with all of our accessories and stuff. So I was like, oh, it's perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, let's go check out the next cozy space in your house, your living room.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
All right. So as you could see, they did choose that farmhouse exterior for their home. So you've got that board and batten siding with the combination of the wood accents going on. And one change that they did make, as you saw, is that they did add some stone onto the bottom of the front of the home. So they've got a stone wainscoting that they've added on in the picture. So that's where they made the changes and added on some stone. Just to, again, bring in some more visual interest on the front of the home. And like she said, they picked out that green color to, kind of blend in with the surroundings and not stand out and just sort of be at one with the nature. And I very much support the landscaping that's low maintenance and, water friendly plants that you're not having to take care of all the time. So Eric, I think you're still muted.
Sure enough. Take no chances.
But yeah, just a gorgeous, gorgeous home. And then in the kitchen, I think they did some really smart things in here. They didn't mention it in the video, but this is another customer that we had that replaced all of those bottom cabinets with the drawers. So you'll see that, in the video, you will have seen that throughout, that they don't have any lower cabinets. They're all drawer space, which I think is just so smart because it really lets you use all of that space in there and be much more convenient. You can also see they did add some stone to the front of the island. And that's great if you've got kids who are going to be kicking it when they're on the bar stools and all of that. So yes. So very smart, kind of bringing in that same stone that they used on the exterior. And you'll see it again later in the video on their fireplace. I loved that sink. I have also never seen a sink like that, but that's just so smart to actually turn what would be just a kind of gaping void in your island into an actual functional space. So like she was saying, they do have a cutting board that they can put in there. So when they're prepping meals, they've got everything all in one place, your colander to drain your pasta into or whatever else you've got going on. Just great idea. Did a lot of smart things in the space.
It is fun. It's cool to see people who, built several houses or lived in several houses, and these are like non-negotiables. We're never, ever, I'm doing this way. I don't care what else the house has. It will have this.
It will have this. Yeah. So
cool.
just very smart. And then that's the dining area in there, which you've got plenty of space. They've got 4 seats at this table, but you could easily put a chair at the end and honestly even expand it to add in more room. Just lots of space.
All right, we got a couple of questions. I've noticed YouTube is very quiet today. So
yeah, I think YouTube's shy.
We are live on YouTube, but if you're over there, feel free to holler. We'll put you up. But in the meantime, we're just going to talk to Facebook.
Yeah, we're just going to talk to Facebook for now. So Denise is saying, good afternoon from cloudy Pearland, building a Canyon D in Chapel Hill. The electrical went in last week, so I guess an inspection is next, and then spray foam. On a side note, our 30 by 40 barn is being installed next week to house Blanche the motorhome. Awesome.
Oh, cool.
Glad that Blanche is going to have a good home. And then we've got Rebecca saying we just signed a contract about a week and a half ago. We're building the Lone Star and a casita in Sharon. Super excited to get this party started. Nice. Welcome.
Thanks for trusting us. Yeah.
We've got Lisa saying hello. Tomorrow's our builder intro meeting at our ranch in Hico. Here we go. Yay.
Oh, very cool. That's awesome.
It's about to get started. Awesome.
I love Hico.
And then we've got Ed saying hello from Seattle, working hard and planning to build a canyon at Valley Oaks Ranch, a new community in Medina County. Awesome.
Very cool.
And then we've got Amy here in Bernie. I love the green color, and we went with green exterior for the exact same reason. We are doing interior trim and paint this week and cabinets next week on our Arlington C. Awesome. All right. And then we've got Susie asking, what's the price for the completed home and lot in this scenario?
Well, we don't price the lot. Obviously, I don't have any idea what they paid for the lot. So I won't be able to give you that. I'm working on, of course, I bragged to Dawn about having it all ready to go. And now I can't access it.
Now the price book's not cooperating.
Right. So I may have to get back to Susie on that.
All right.
Wait, there's more.
Wait, right as I'm about to press the button to move on.
Exactly.
You got it?
Adobe is they want me to add extensions. They want to do fun things. Okay. So, and of course, this was 2 years ago. Okay. Yeah. So, but they were right at about 485, 490. But again, that's not including the land. And that was also about, that's 2 years ago.
Okay. Makes sense.
Is that right? Yeah.
And then we've got a friend from YouTube saying we're doing the wall in Bell County. Just got released to construction yesterday.
Oh, very cool. All right.
That's awesome. Great job. Then we've got Jackie saying, watching from Stephenville, I have a financing question. My property is valued over $650,000 and I owe right at $300,000. I do not have a forever house on my property. I have a 1-bed, 1-bath barn dough. I plan to use a guest house after my forever home is built. So finally, the question, would I be able to consolidate credit card debt into the loan amount?
That's going to depend. So it's not always, no. That's done in Texas historically. I've seen people pay that off with like a HELOC, a home equity line of credit, which is not the same as a mortgage. So that might be something that you could do after the fact. Jackie, I know that sounds like a kind of a burdensome process, but it would be worth it to. In other words, you're going to have a significant amount of equity because of what
Yeah, the scenario you've laid out, you've got a lot of money in that property.
You'd have a lot of equity that you could cash out and do a home equity line of credit. You can't take out more than 80% of the total value. So they want, in other words, if you do a HELOC, a home equity line of credit, they want the homeowner to still have 20% equity, which you would have plenty. You'd have more than that. So I don't know that you'd be able to consolidate the credit card debt in with the mortgage, like with the loan when you close, but shortly thereafter you could do a home equity line of credit, most likely. I'm not a certified financial advisor, I'm not a CPA, I'm not a lawyer. So, but I've been down this road, so I do know that you can pull out money from your real estate in Texas in the form of a home equity line of credit.
Okay.
So probably done after the fact. Hope that helps.
All right. And then we've got Ernest saying, afternoon, 2 questions. If the land is paid off, can the land value be used towards the removal of PMI? And are the addition of solar panels an available option?
Okay, so first question. Well, I'm going to do the second question first. No, we don't do solar panels. We can make the house ready for solar. So, if you need the conduit, run up through the attic to go to the roof. I hate them going on the roof. I think it's a terrible idea to punch holes in your roof and put panels up there because I think they're going to leak. But I like the idea of doing it on the side. That's a good alternative. You have room on the side of the property and run it straight over there. And then but we don't provide the actual panels. You'd have to have someone come out and put the panels on that specializes in that. But we can provide the space for batteries. We can provide, a place to tie into the electrical panel. We can provide, like I said, the conduit going up through the attic to the roof if you want to go that route, or conduit going out to the side if you're going to put the panels out there. We are prepared to do that. Land value. Yes, sir. Absolutely. That's what that equity position is. So, if you can get, in most cases, you have to get above 20% equity or more. So kind of the same situation we talked about with the home equity line of credit. If you can get to that magical 20% equity number, most conventional lenders, conventional loan programs, you don't have to have mortgage insurance or private mortgage insurance, which is referred to as PMI. Mortgage insurance is a policy that the mortgage company takes out on you in the event of a default, that they can be made whole by that private mortgage insurance company. If they're going to get made whole also because they're going to foreclose on your house to sell it. So I'm not sure, but it's the thing.
It's a thing. Yeah.
And they love you so much that they make you pay for the premiums on the policy. So, and that's what mortgage insurance is. And that's charged, like I said, on anything that's basically less than 20% equity. But in a lot of cases, the value of the land makes up that difference. Not all cases, but in a lot of cases. The exception to that would be FHA. That is not an option. FHA, I don't care how much equity you have, 20, 30, 40% equity, you're going to have mortgage insurance that's required by the federal law. So, and then also mortgage insurance can be renegotiated down later. For example, let's say that you start off with 10% equity and then in 5 years you have 15 or 18 or 19% equity. You can actually go back and renegotiate with the lender, and they can find a lower cost policy. It's not as frequent as it used to be because there aren't as many private mortgage companies, mortgage insurance companies as there used to be. In fact, there's like 3 in the country, literally, because they all went broke in the Great Recession and when everybody defaulted on their loans. And guess who didn't have money to pay all their policies out? Shocker, shocker, the private mortgage insurance companies. But anyway, it's a dirty business, but it's part of the game, unfortunately. But yeah, it can be done. That like a lot of our customers avoid mortgage insurance by having the equity position.
Okay, awesome. And then we've got the Twilight Stitcher saying hi from New Braunfels, building in Canyon Lake. Awesome.
I like that name.
And then we've got Sophia sharing with Amy. She's building in Bernie also. Went with green for our future build due to the landscape and our land. Lots of trees, and it's awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
And so now Amy's talking to Sophia.
Carry on, folks. Carry on. All right. So, keep dropping your questions, comments with your great questions, great financing questions. Great questions about this house specifically. It's a beautiful house. We're going to keep showing it to you. But yeah, don't stop. Keep putting them in the chat. We have other things. There's a surprise new word that I learned today that you'll find out in the master bathroom. Got to hang on for that. And then updates at the end of all this. So,
all right. Awesome. Let's take a look.
Okay, so on our way to the family room, let's stop really quickly and talk about your front door. The warm tones carry over into your foyer.
Right.
And I love this.
Yeah, and I loved it. That was one that they picked for me based on my suggestions, and I loved it and quit looking after that.
I love that the glass is functional too. You can open that.
Yes, I can open just that and avoid opening the whole door. So
Yeah.
it's great.
And speaking with the tones, or speaking on the subject of the tones you've carried throughout your house, let's carry it to your family room.
Right. So yes, so obviously still with the same warm walls, and then we originally wanted like a cathedral ceiling was what we were thinking, but I saw this ceiling on one of the images on the website and fell in love with it. So we just raised the ceiling a little bit in here and put in the box beam, and we loved the look of it.
Yeah, it's definitely very cozy in here, very warm like you have throughout your entire house. I love that you carried the same stone that was on your island into your fireplace, and it's on the exterior of your home as well.
Yes, one of my big things from raising children was you need stone on your island. Otherwise you're going to be painting it and repairing it constantly. So yes, so that was one of my things is we need whatever stone we do here, we're going to do it there, and they made it work perfect for us.
And when I got here, we were talking about the fireplace a little bit. Tell me a little bit about this fireplace, because this is not the traditional fireplace you get with a Tilson home.
Right. So this one is the Constitution. It's a wood-burning fireplace that actually heats your home. So since we were out here in the country, we know about Snowmageddon where everybody lost power for a week. So we kind of wanted an option that was, could save us on our energy bills, but also in an emergency situation. It vents to the other side of this room and then also to our bedroom.
And you were able to pick where it vented, correct?
Yeah. They came to me and they said, you can vent to 2 places. Where do you want? And we were like, well, here and there, because that's where we are all the time. So yeah, it worked out perfect. We used it this last winter. Not a bunch because we didn't have a super cold winter, but we used it and we loved it. It's beautiful when it's really burning, and then of course we get heat from it as well.
Yeah, I know that's an upgrade, but even at that, it's very functional.
Yes.
And I love the idea of wood burning that also heats your house like a heater would.
Right, exactly.
I love that. Well, let's check out your master bedroom real quick.
Okay.
Okay, so now we're in the master suite of the house. There's big king-size furniture in here with still a lot of space. You have a large TV, a seating area, everything. It is still very spacious. How's this area worked out for you?
That's perfect. In our old house, we had like a whole sofa in our room that we never used. So we definitely wanted our bedroom smaller and cozier. That was just our goal. So it has exactly what we need. I have my reading corner, sleeping, and the TV. So it's great.
I love that. And also in here and throughout the entire house, you have barn doors instead of traditional swing doors.
Right. Any area where we didn't want to accommodate a door swinging open into the walk space or into the furniture space, we put barn doors. And then I love this one because we can actually push them together and it looks like one big barn door when the doors are open. And of course, when we have them closed, it looks like single doors. So we just put it on one long track, and I didn't have to decorate this wall.
No, that worked out great. And let's go check out your bathroom now.
Absolutely.
Okay, so now we're walking into the master bathroom. It is stunning in here. All the spaces are well put together. You have a little vanity seat over there, double sinks, beautiful mirrors that match your barn doors.
Right, that was probably the hardest thing to find because we had Tilson, we just had them leave the bare wall. And so but I wanted that barn door feel in here. So I found those and we installed them. I had missed having a vanity area where I could actually sit and like keep my makeup out. So I loved having that space. For me was like, I'm getting old. I need a place to sit and do the makeup. So yeah, I was really happy about that.
Absolutely. So you mentioned you had Tilson leave that wall empty. Another thing you had told me you had Tilson do was not install ceiling fans.
Right.
You sourced those yourself and you just had us do the rough-in.
Exactly. I just had them because they, I saw their selection. I was like, oh, I want something a little more rustic. And so again, I just searched and found what I wanted, but they blocked it and had it ready for us. And so then we just installed them after we moved in.
Yeah, that's awesome because I know in here you were able to find the exact idea you were going for. The theme to match your entire house. It is awesome, and you didn't really need that extra centered light. So you have the decorative fan in here. It almost looks like a chandelier, but it's a fan.
It's a fandelier.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, so let's also talk about your shower. So when you look in here, you have floor to ceiling tile that goes all the way to the top. You have the pebbled flooring, and you have 2 niches that you had installed on the left side.
Yeah, similar to what we did in the kitchen. We did those same niches here just so we didn't have things that hold all of your toiletries and things for the shower. And we also didn't do a tub. That was one of our big things. We just We wanted the full-size shower. We don't ever use a tub, and I was tired of cleaning shower glass. So we did all tile.
Yeah, I love that because you walk in and then the shower head's at the end of the shower, so you don't have to worry about water getting everywhere.
Yeah, no.
But you also don't have to worry about cleaning glass.
Yes, that was my thing. I was like, no shower glass ever.
Yeah.
That's my goal. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know something cool you mentioned, your closet is right here. You had mentioned that you have a chute that goes between your closet and the laundry room.
Yeah, I designed it so that the laundry room stayed there, and we have that chute so we just drop our clothes through to the laundry basket.
Wow, I love that. That was such a good design option.
Yeah, originally the laundry basket's supposed to be here, so we had them change this to drawers for us since we were doing the chute in the closet.
Yeah, that gives you extra space, and having that extra chute in there really helps because the laundry room's on the other side of the house.
Yes, exactly. It's perfect.
Yeah, well, let's go check out those secondary bedrooms.
Okay.
Okay, so we have our secondary bedroom and bathroom down this hallway, but let's stop in here really quick and talk about your laundry room. We were just talking about your chute from your laundry or from your closet into the laundry room.
Yes, and we love that feature that we don't have to keep the laundry in the closet.
Yeah, so this room is super spacious. Another thing we noted earlier is that when you chose the clickable option of adding a 2-car garage on the side, this is not where your laundry room would traditionally be.
Right. When you click it on the website, it automatically moves the laundry room to that mudroom area that we have. But we wanted it to stay here to utilize this feature. So we just told them we wanted to stay the way it is, and they're like, no problem.
That's the cool thing about Tilson. Just because it says one thing doesn't mean that's how it has to go.
Exactly.
Cool, well, let's go check out your secondary bedrooms.
All right. So there's that gorgeous family room. You can see that box beam ceiling. And yeah, just lots of space to spread out in there. And like I was talking before, I love that the fireplace can actually heat the home. So
Cool
smart.
deal. Yep. It's a cool deal.
And there's their master bedroom. I loved how she called this. We wanted it smaller and cozy because you still got so much space in this room. So yeah, like Rachel was saying, that is king size furniture. So you've still got plenty of room. This is a large bedroom. So lots of space, and those barn doors you can see there where she's got them both closed, open together. So it looks like one barn door, and that is something they added after the fact, but we can also help you out with that. But
Yeah,
such a smart idea to not have those door swings happening.
Yeah, especially in a little bit smaller home. They've thought about so many things. I mean, you can tell that they've put a lot of thought into this, and because swinging doors is something that can really make or break a usable space. Or being able to use your nightstand at all, and things like that, or your sink. Or you have to choose. You can use your nightstand or your sink, but not both. So,
right, absolutely. And I wanted to show, they talked about the alternate master bath and how she changed it up. So this is the actual, the top image is the alternate master bath option as it comes. So what that would have done is you would have had a separate shower from the tub. But they decided they didn't want that in theirs. They just wanted the one long shower. So you can see how they went ahead and got rid of that tub space, just extended the shower that full length, and then we're able to expand the countertop to give her that knee space that she created to sit down at the vanity.
Turned out very cool.
So very smart changes. And then that's the finished bathroom. So you can see that, and I am right there with her on the shower glass. Like the second you get it clean, it's dirty again. Like I love that they were able to eliminate that with a very smart design. And then there's that fandelier. That Eric asked me if it was a typo.
Hey,
yeah.
Microsoft Word had it squiggly redlined.
It did squiggly redline.
No one's told Microsoft yet that it's a word.
It's not hip. But yeah, that's that one fixture that still gives you the fan and gets the air moving around, but it's not, the blades hanging out. So much smaller fixture.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're a big thing now.
Here we go.
It's a gorgeous master suite. Great retreat.
Very cool. Yeah.
Going there. And then there's that master closet. Again, they've got a very nice large size closet in there. And then you can see in that bottom picture, the cutout that she was talking about, that just goes directly into the laundry room that's on the other side of the wall. So they can drop the dirty clothes straight into the hamper right there next to the washer and dryer. So that's very smart. And then there's the laundry room with the other side of the chute drop through into the hamper, and then all the space that they need in there. So they also have a custom ironing board cabinet in here. So that's that cabinet there that we were able to install for them that stores the ironing board.
And foldable things to the stuff you dry that you don't want to put in the dryer. That's a thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, they've been doing this a minute.
Yeah, they have definitely, you can tell every detail of this home was very well thought out before they came to us, and also during the process. So just some
Awesome.
very smart customizations.
So we got some questions. Let's go get we got one more video, right? Yeah, one more video.
Yeah, we got one more video, but we do have a few people first. We've got Robert saying hi from Bernie. We're going to be building the Canyon C and just had our final review and can't wait for construction.
Oh,
to
very
begin.
cool.
I think he might be related to Sophia. I'm not sure.
I think.
I think. And then we've got Courtney saying getting ready to build.
Awesome.
And her sorority sister works for Tilson.
Oh,
awesome.
That's
And
cool.
then we've got Mrs. Waters with us, Sunday, saying
Hey!
we're glad we went with Tilson. We've heard some horror stories out here with other builders.
Oh, Sonny, thank you for
choosing us.
Yeah, for trusting us, and also thanks for sharing your home with us in this video.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. I'm blown away at some of the details y'all.
I am stealing. I'm currently planning my house, and I am stealing a bunch of things from yours. And it's just so smart. I've really enjoyed watching your tour and seeing your house. We got Isolde Karen saying howdy, building our dream home, Arlington B in Fort Bend County. Framing started yesterday. Very
cool.
impressed with Tilson. The construction site is so organized, clean, very systematic. Thank you to Chris, Brian, and Zach for a great and awesome job. Oh, thank you so much.
Thanks. Thank you so much.
Yeah, then we got Amy saying, oh, fandeliers, the new word you have heard. Get ready for it. I've seen them everywhere. I will keep my opinion to myself, but if it's your jam, then I love that for you.
That's funny. That's the one. Yeah, I had no idea that it existed, but it's a thing. And now
I think they're great for bedrooms and stuff. Now, to be fair, I've never operated one in person, so we'd have to let Sunday tell us, are you getting as much air movement as you get from a traditional fan? But I think they're kind of cute.
I get it though. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we've got Selena saying hello. What is the average build time from the time you first sign off on the home, land prep, additional wells, permits, etc., to getting the keys?
Okay, I want to be sure I understand the question right. So I'll give you all the time frames.
All the times.
So the time from when you decide this is the home we want with these things and give Tilson the deposit to the time that we start construction is about 140, 150 days. In some cases, it's 90 days. It just depends on where it is and the level of how committed you are to your decisions is the most diplomatic way to say that. The undiplomatic way to say it, if you can keep from making changes. So that's okay if you can't.
Yes.
Then actual construction of the home right now is averaging right around 200 days. And so our total build time right now on average, like from the time you give us a deposit to the time that we hand you the keys, is about 10 months. We have some that are going faster than that. We have some going as fast as 8 months. And we have some that are pushing closer to 12 months, like a bigger house, obviously, in a more complicated area, let's say, maybe sometimes in a city, they take a little longer. You have to pause for more inspections, or you have to wait for the inspector to come out there and do it. But other than that, it's pretty well around 10 months is what I would. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
On August the 19th, 2025, Don?
Yeah, that seems to be pretty accurate to everything that I'm seeing when we're doing the weekly closing reports. So yeah. All right, awesome. And then we've got Kenneth saying hello from Bryan, Texas. Is the culvert a thing that has to be done by the owner, or can it be included on the home construction?
How do we do that, Dawn?
So Kenneth, we can do as much or as little as you want. So if culverts are not your jam and you don't want to take care of it, that is absolutely something that we can take care of for you. It's not going to be included in the base prices that you're seeing on our website because we don't know what is going to be required for your property. So it would be an additional cost to that pricing, but we can absolutely take care of that if that's something you want us to do.
Yeah, we can bid that, the construction drive itself, the clearing. In fact, usually the same contractor will do all of those things. So it'll be one contractor that does the clearing, the culvert, the construction drive, road base, all that kind of stuff. And so absolutely, the county will actually dictate what diameter, so what size pipe it needs to be. Or if it needs to be more than one pipe, they'll dictate that as well. The only exception to that would be if it's on a state right of way. So if it's on an FM or, like FM 244 or Highway 6, Highway 21. I'm trying to think of those out there in Bryan. FM 2818, anything that's state highway, the state of Texas, TxDOT the Texas Department of Transportation will dictate the dimensions, and they have some other rigmarole you have to go through because bureaucracy. So
yes, absolutely.
I mean, they're here to protect the citizens.
Yes. Property values and whatnot.
Saving money. I'm sorry.
He says thanks.
All good.
And then we've got Kathy saying hello from Angelina County. We're getting so close to the end. I think we have our final walkthrough this Friday or Saturday.
Golly,
Oh, congratulations.
Fast.
That has been fast.
That's great.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
All right, folks, keep dropping your questions, comments in the chat. These are awesome, and we'll keep answering them. We're going to wrap up the video, and then we got some cool updates at the end. And the 1,000 fake internet points are still on the line. If you can tell me what DNA this is rooted in.
Yes.
What plan from ages ago is the Porte rooted in.
All right.
Might
Claim
be
those
this
internet
flag.
points.
Yes.
Okay, so here we have bedroom 2, one of the secondary bedrooms that you guys utilize this space as an office.
Right. So both of us, we each wanted an office. We wanted our own space so we didn't have to share. But then we put sleeper sofas in both bedrooms so that we can accommodate guests as well.
Yeah, it's something you told me earlier is you added barn doors in all your bedrooms to save the space so that when you
Yes.
pull the sleeper sofa out, you don't have to open the closet door.
Exactly. We didn't want any doors swinging out, so we just did that barn door idea in both bedrooms as well.
Yeah, it looks awesome. Let's go check out the other bedroom. Okay, so now we have the last bedroom that's also used as your office space. We have his and hers offices.
Yes.
But you also have another sleeper sofa in here.
Of course, yeah, queen size sofa in here, and just to make sure things weren't a little too tight, we did add extra space on our bedrooms, these 2 bedrooms, pushing them forward a little bit, just because they were going to be office and guest rooms, so we want to make sure nothing was too crowded.
Yeah, that space is very functional. It's very spacious in here. And we have the barn door in here as well.
Yes, also just to avoid the door conflict.
Yeah, and then directly across the hall, we have the secondary bathroom, which is very convenient to your guests. Easy to get to right across the hall.
Yeah, right there. It's easy. I use it all day long when I'm working in here, so yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah, well, let's go check out your very last area, the drop zone area.
Okay.
Okay, so now we're gonna head into your drop zone area that you've done a great job decorating. It looks beautiful in here.
Yeah, we wanted an area, we needed a little bit more cabinet space for obviously our adult beverages and like china, just things that we don't use all the time, but we needed some storage for those. And then of course our dogs. So this, I did not want dog bowls and things in my kitchen. So we kind of made this like our dog area. We were able to order with Tilson this door with the half glass up at the top and then the dog door, and we could pick our size. So that was perfect for us. We fenced in just this little area so that when we need them sort of contained and not, fully running the property, that they have their own little area. So it works. And then we have our drop zone where we come in and my husband's things get dropped in the basket instead of on my kitchen counter like he likes to do. So yeah.
I love that. It's super convenient that it's right off your garage. So whenever you come in,
Right.
you can you can let the dogs outside. You can drop your stuff off. Whatever works for you. This area is very large, but also very functional.
Yeah, and the 2-car garage was obviously something we added because I wanted the connected garage. That was one of the big things to me. But normally when you do, this was the area that becomes the laundry room.
Yeah, we moved that to the other side.
We kept the laundry room over there.
Yeah, very cool. Well, let's head to the kitchen and we can wrap up.
Okay.
Okay, so as we wrap up in your kitchen, we're looking out these beautiful windows onto your covered porch.
Yes, and we did do the extended porch because we wanted plenty of space for our sitting area and then an eating area. We used it last weekend for Mother's Day. We had all the family out there and eating and enjoying the outdoors while we were celebrating Mother's Day. So
Yeah,
perfect.
with your view, you definitely want to be outside.
Yeah.
And I love that the length you went out with your patio, you also ran your dog run too, so it looks very flush.
Right.
Everything kind of blends together out there, again, keeping the nature tones, blends well. Everything looks great out there.
All right, thank you.
And another custom option you had mentioned to me is that in your closets and your pantry, you did motion sensor lights.
Yeah, I wanted, especially in here, in our pantry in here, I wanted the light to just turn on when your hands are full and you're trying to do things. So we did the motion light in there and in our master closet, the walk-in closet, just for ease of just, it comes on, dark spaces, it's great. So we love that.
Yeah, I love that functionality. Well, thank you so much for letting us walk through your home today and tour it. It is beautiful, warm, inviting, everything I hope that you expected it to be.
It is, it absolutely is. And we've gotten a lot of compliments on it since we've been out here. A lot of
love
people
that.
have been very impressed with the finished product of our home. So
I love that very
yeah,
much.
we've gotten good feedback.
Well, thank you again, and thank you for watching this episode of Tilson Home Tours. We hope to make you a part of the Tilson family soon. Bye. Bye.
All right. Oh, you can tell that the puppy very much feels that this mudroom is his space. We did not see that dog the whole video, but we stepped in this room and it's like, what you doing?
As soon as we got close to the food bowl, it's like, hey,
What's
why are you
up?
here?
What you
Why are you here?
doing?
Why are you here? You'd be so kind.
Yeah, love this space. Just like they mentioned, like we've mentioned before, this would have been the laundry room, but they chose to make that into a mudroom, keep the laundry room over by the bedrooms, which I think is a very smart choice.
As
No
the
need to be
garage is
running.
this way.
Yep.
And then cool idea, the patio
Garage
back
is there.
here.
Mm-hmm. And I love that we were able to get that door for them that already had the dog door in there, because it's much better than, we don't like it when you punch holes in things after the fact, guys.
No.
Not to the exterior.
Not a good best practice.
So yeah, wonderful that we were able to get that for them. And then they've got their catch-all space for everything. You can even see they've got the mail organizer on the wall. So no clutter is getting into this house. And I love it.
I envy them.
I love that. Yes. I am very jealous. And then you've got the 2 bedrooms that they're using as their own separate office spaces. Like I mentioned, they did add an extra foot, move that front wall forward, just to make sure they have enough space for the beds when they come out, when they've got the desk in there. And again, you can see they put in barn doors to avoid having the door swinging into the space.
Very cool.
It's just great use of space. And then there's the 2nd bedroom.
Yep, love it. Love that the way those are cool canvas prints too. By the way, you got yeah, those are neat. You can upload your photographs and they can make those. By the way, that's really cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, and then there's that hallway bathroom that's right over there next to the 2 bedrooms. So big counter space for your guests to put out all their stuff, and then you've got the tub shower combo at the end. So good efficient space. And there's that extended rear covered porch that they added on. So they've got plenty of space to entertain and cook and enjoy the outdoors.
Yeah.
And
nice.
right next to that is where they put in the dog run, which again, very, very smart to have that space.
Yep. Awesome. What a beautiful house. They did go and real soft it as well on the ceiling, which is a nice touch. Bring more of the color elements. So very cool. And I'm just going to assume these are to keep birds from building nests up in here, because it's an issue on lakes. So that's a thing. I love it. Very
cool. And then there's the full view of the exterior and the side, and you can see how they get into that garage. So.
Yep. So yeah, side load alternative garage, and like Don mentioned, they did the mud room here, which is where the utility room would ordinarily gone. So you got your septic system here on the back. You can see that going on. Obviously the fireplace in the back. Spray foam house, so no ridge venting. And look, Starlink works like a champ. It's amazing. It's incredible.
Awesome.
All right, what a beautiful house.
Very nice. Yeah. And thank you to the Waters family for sharing it with us, for choosing us, and then sharing their home with everybody.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Loved it. All
right. And then we've got Ernest, who says he has one last question. It does not have to be your last question, Ernest. We are here for you. Trying to future-proof for flooding. What is the standard height slab foundation, and how high can it be made? Would the addition of more dirt as a foundation be a better option?
So, Ernest, it depends on where you're building. Our standards do vary across the state. They vary anywhere from an 11-inch start height above the natural ground up to the next step would be a 14.5-inch start height from natural ground. And then lastly, it'll be a dirt pad with 11-inch on top. So the pad is going to be usually a minimum of 12 inches thick, and then 11-inch slab on top of that. So that'd be about 2 feet. So it's going to range from about a foot to about 2 feet above natural ground. Now, that said, yes, it can be raised with slab, with just foundation, or it can be raised with dirt in most cases, not all cases. Not everywhere will accommodate a dirt pad, because sometimes that dirt pad, it will either go onto someone else's property, or there's just not room to do it, or it's so too steep, or you may be in an area that's very rocky and it would cost you a fortune to truck in dirt. So you're better off just doing it with slab. But there are lots of options. One of the things we'll do when we're out there with you at the site evaluation is, to the degree possible, we'll be able to kind of shoot shoot with a laser level, it's a level, is what it's called. Where you are in relation, depending on the proximity to it, but where you are in relation to your neighbors, right? Like, what's their slab height? What's the center line of the street? What's that height? If you are in a place that does have a floodplain, there typically will be a benchmark somewhere. If not, a surveyor can set one, or the county will sometimes dictate, hey, you have to be 18 inches above base flood elevation. You have to be 2 feet above base flood. You have to be 12 inches above base flood elevation. So we'll know all of that information, Ernest, before we ever start construction on your home, and we'll give you those options. We'll also be able to establish, positive drainage. We're going to make sure that we do that because we have to do that by code and for the warranty. We have to establish positive drainage away from your house all the way around. You're thinking right. It's very smart to try to future-proof it a little bit. You can't totally future-proof it forever because you can't control what other people do. You can't control how much other impermeable surface, concrete, that other people put in over time. The beautiful part about building out in rural areas, though, is that it doesn't have much effect out there. You're not going to wind up changing the flow of water typically in a rural area. That really happens in master plan communities, and that is part of those master plans, is they have to plan for drainage and plan for flooding, and what do you do with the water, and where does it go, and where does it flood, who maintains it, and then the county or city takes over and they screw it up. But that's neither here nor there. Anyway, so that's we can help you with that. So don't sweat that. And then if that is a big concern, you bring it up both to your sales consultant and to your site evaluator. And when they're out there, and we'll shoot all kinds of great shots already, and we'll shoot additional ones if we need to put your mind at ease.
Okay, awesome,
beautiful. So we will do a last call for questions, folks. Keep asking your questions. If you have more, we'll do that. And while you do post your last questions, if you have any, whether it's financing or drainage or culverts or septics or site preparation or construction or customer care, ask all of those. Dawn, what is happening in the Republic of Tilson? What's going on?
All right. So this weekend we do have one seminar happening up in our Melissa office. So they're going to be doing a general built on your lot. So if you stumbled across our channel and you're like, what is this all about? That would be a good place for you to go, because they're gonna start at the beginning and kind of talk through the whole process, answer a lot of these initial questions that you may have. And then we have a few special events coming up. So not this weekend, but next weekend, we do have another opportunity for a Muddy Boots home tour. So this is the event where we allow you to come out to a customer's home that is under construction, and our regional construction manager is actually going to talk you through everything that we've done. So it's before sheetrock has gone up. So you're actually seeing what's behind the walls. So what you don't see in our models, you're going to see everything that we hide in our, that's hidden in our models. Once we put up the sheetrock, we don't purposely hide it. That's just how houses are built.
Right.
But this is your opportunity to see that. And he'll talk through how we build our homes, why we use the materials that we use, and how all of that is done. So if that is something that you are interested in and you are near Elgin, I encourage you to sign up for that. We do limit these. So they are capped at 15 families. So I believe we have about 7 registered now. So if you're wanting to do this, go ahead and sign on up, because I would hate for you to miss the opportunity. This isn't something we're able to do all that often. So I do encourage you to see that if you're thinking about building with us. And then the weekend after that, so the first weekend in September, on September 6th, we are going to have the grand opening of the Brazoria model in the Springwood office.
Go.
So yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. The Eric that is going to be doing a seminar. He's going to do the general built on your lot seminar that weekend, and I'll be there as well just to cheer him on. And we're going to have
correct me when I'm wrong.
There'll be prizes, there'll be little giveaways and prizes and all that kind of stuff. So come out and see us and take a peek at that gorgeous new model that we have out there. So very excited about all of that.
That's what we're doing.
Giving away a Fandelier. Okay. All right. So yeah, I encourage you guys to sign up for that if you're interested. And let's see. Then we've got Jason saying, "Hey guys, I'm late to the party, but Kathy is correct. We have our final walkthrough next Friday and are scheduled to close next week. We are pretty excited. Oh, and equally important, we are getting a driveway installed as we speak. Awesome. Yay.
Send us
That's
pics.
wonderful.
Send us pics.
Yes.
I want to see
Send us
pictures of this long-awaited driveway.
Yes, I'm so excited for you guys. And then we've got Lindsay saying building a Tampico in Galveston County. We should be starting our driveway today. Awesome.
Very cool. All right.
Very cool.
That's why it's raining in Galveston County right now, because you're trying to do a driveway. I get it. It happens. All right. Well, obviously, thank you all for watching. That was really cool. That doesn't end here. It doesn't have to anyway. I hope it doesn't. We have a website. It's open 24/7, staffed with the best new home consultants. What are they calling that? What do they call that?
Specialist.
No, specialist. We call them online teleconsultants.
Everybody here has multiple titles. It's fine.
They do. They do. Anyway, staff with very capable people local here to Tilson, to Texas, that can help you with those high-level questions, set those appointments, answer those questions. We also, of course, have a mortgage lending partner. We have a joint venture with a company, Wagon Hill Home Loans, and they're here to help you with pre-qualifications, any financing questions you have. That's what they're for. We got 12 design centers open 7 days a week that we'd love to sit down and chat with you and your family, walk through the model home, show you the different color selections of everything there is to pick, and then just generally listen to you and what you're trying to get done on your property, hear why you're wanting to build out there. We love having those conversations. So stop by any of those. We'd love to have you out. Of course, we got the seminars like Don's talking about. We got an Instagram page. We got a Facebook page. We got a YouTube channel with thousands of hours of content on there, just like this. Every single one of these is posted there. We have Vimeo too. You can go watch them there, and probably commercial or ad uninterrupted.
Yeah, commercial free there.
Commercial free on Vimeo. No. Now we're gonna get like put in timeout by YouTube. Anyway, whatever.
Hey, I have offered to pay them to not put commercials in.
Yeah, that ain't their business model.
They have yet to take me up on that.
Exactly.
Offer.
Yeah, we're not.
They're
that
like,
big a
we'll
deal.
pay you to put commercials. I'm like,
right? No. I don't need your. No.
Yeah.
You don't.
I don't need pennies. It's okay.
No. All right. So anyway, folks, thank you so much for watching. Obviously, to the Waters family, thank you for trusting us and for letting us come into your home. David Bibiano, shout out to the videographer who got that done. Thank you, Rachel, for going up there and doing the tour, being on camera. We love that. You do an amazing job. Thank you, Dawn, for putting this whole thing together.
Yeah,
grateful
absolutely.
for that. Grateful to Shelly and Ashley at the Waxahachie office getting the house planned and done. So anyway, thanks, everybody. We hope that you found these useful. Reach out to us anytime, and we genuinely soon hope to make you part of the Tilson family. We'll see y'all later.
Bye, everybody.